Unlocking my darkest fear. I never thought much about the dusty, old key I found in my grandmother's attic until one day, on a whim, I tried it on my own front door. I felt a strange shiver when the lock clicked open with an unfamiliar ease, as if it had been waiting for this exact moment. At first, everything seemed normal. But then, small things began to shift. My favorite mug was now a color I despised, the family photos on the wall showed faces I barely recognized, and the scent of unfamiliar perfume lingered in the air. It was as though my home had retained a memory of a life I had never lived. As the days wore on, the changes grew more alarming. I saw shadows flit past mirrors, and my reflection occasionally wore an expression that felt foreign. Even my neighbors, who had always waved cheerfully, now regarded me with cold, suspicious eyes. Desperate for answers, I turned to the attic where the key had first been found. Among the dusty relics, I discovered an old journal with entries written in my own handwriting but recounting events I couldn't recall. Each page described choices I never made, paths I never took, and a life that diverged sharply from my own. Compelled by a growing dread, I decided to test the key again. As I inserted it into the lock, the door seemed to resist, as if knowing that I was tampering with something forbidden. When it finally opened, I was greeted by a world that was simultaneously mine and not mine, a distorted reflection filled with echoes of my deepest fears and regrets. The alternate life I had unlocked was not just different, it was darker, and its pull on me was growing stronger by the day. In the final act of desperation, I resolved to destroy the key, hoping to sever the connection to this haunting parallel existence. But as I lifted the hammer, a voice whispered from the shadows, one that sounded eerily like my own, urging me to reconsider. "You can't escape what you didn't choose," it said, as the room around me began to warp and shift, the walls closing in with the weight of every path left untraveled. In that moment, I understood the true horror. The key had not just unlocked a door, it had unlocked a part of me I could never close again.